Got some interesting things to share with you guys today, let me tell you. But first, many of you guys are writing and sharing more of your experiences that are beyond the typical 3D paradigm construct system or program. And that is because, again, the veil is thinning. The fourth dimension is coming into view. Some of us are more sensitive to it than others. Does not mean that we are better. It's just that we are more sensitive. We are more in tune. And more of us are becoming sensitive and in tune by the minute, hour, day, month, and year. Now, I had taken a walk out. It was very, very nice. A nice spring, warm day. Sun was beaming brightly, which I love. And I could clearly see the auric field of the trees all around me. And not only that, many of you guys will see this if you haven't already, I could see these very large golden orbs. They were hovering just above the trees. They were on the lower realms in the sky. And these orbs are conscious beings. Many of them, or many people, have perceived or have labeled these beings angels, heavenly hosts, and all those wonderful divine things because they are divine beings. And part of the reasons why they are here is to help balance the planet, to help illuminate all of the positives, accentuate the positives, because as most of us know, negativity has been dominant in this world for so very long. And speaking of negativity, that leads me to the core and gist as to why I'm doing this particular vlog. At first, I wasn't going to make any light of this, but this situation sort of took on a life of its own. And the way it unfolded, I thought, you know what? This would be a very good opportunity to use this experience to teach, to learn from. Now, you guys know that I have no problem with anyone posting a different and point of view on my videos or in general, even in my life, my everyday life, that is. Now, here on YouTube, every once in a blue moon, we will get someone who will come off straight out disrespectful, very malicious, nasty, rude, basically nothing positive. And I'm here to say, and state for the record, that I will not allow that kind of energy here in this space. This space, Astral Boo Baby, this channel, these vlogs are here because I want to create more of a community. I want us to learn and grow from one another, to agree to disagree, but in a very productive and healthy way. And when we jump out using profanity, hurling names, insulting someone, I do not accept that, and I will not tolerate it. I have that right, just as all of us have the right to engage or disengage. Now, having said that, about 2 weeks ago, someone had posted on my video how to overcome fear of astral projection. They posted a comment, several comments actually, that were very hostile and malicious and just didn't gel well with me at all. Again, this is not the kind of climate that I want to provide or create for those of us who are interested in moving beyond certain boundaries. Now, had this individual approach had been a lot more, I would say, diplomatic, I would have left what was posted there, and I would not have blocked them, because I hate blocking people. I really do. But at the end of the day, I can love you and I can respect you, but I don't have to love and respect the way we conduct ourselves. I don't have to love and respect the way in which we come across to one another. And I'm really trying to get away from the us and you type thinking. So let me just kind of backtrack and give you the gist of what was posted. The individual came right out and stated, "How dare you teach people to defy the Dark Lords," basically. And I responded and basically said, "Well, how do you see this as defiance when all I'm doing is giving people tips on how to face fear, to overcome fear? It is something that I was asked, and therefore I provided tips based on my experiences." And the individual responded, "Well, when you teach people to overcome their fear, you are teaching defiance." And that there was one individual who tried to defy them. Now, this person, identified himself as an initiate of the Great Legions, meaning the dark system on the astral plane, and that there was a hierarchy that he was very close to and he was privy to information with and had direct interaction with. And the individual told me that by empowering people to face their fears, that I am teaching defiance and that I am lucky that I have not been caught and enslaved. They also boast and bragged about an individual who faced them with anger and how they laughed at him and basically harvest his energy because, as he stated, his energy in a state of rage and anger was like taking a hit of heroin. Now, this is exactly what this individual said. Now, I made it very clear to this individual that I am not going to go back and forth and that I will not allow intimidation and I will not allow the gloating of taking and feeding off someone's power to be promoted on anything that I have anything to do with. We have more than enough of that on YouTube and in the world. So therefore, I deleted the data and I blocked the individual. Now, there was more going on with this particular individual, as another family member had seen some of the comments that this individual had posted. Now, many of you guys share data with me all the time, and just like I share data with you. And a family member was basically asking this person a question, or asking several questions, and the questions were really related to why be so wicked, why be so evil and nasty, and why is it that this person saw fit to threaten someone based on their personal truth. One of the things I forgot to mention that this individual stated to me was that that they were going to go to one of their high-ranking Dark Lords and report me or ask about me. And it was done in a very threatening and I guess in a way to intimidate me. And again, I made it very clear that I do not fear. I have no fear. This is not being defiant. It's just that I do not fear. Like I've said before, I do not fear extensions of myself because that is the way that I see it. I have overcome that. It does not mean defiance, and it does not mean that I'm hating or anything like that. It simply means that I am transmuting, or I have transmuted those things. And I guess that is not what this individual wanted to hear. So, coming back to the other family member who is very supportive in our realm and have gotten into some very interesting debates with some of us along the way. And they wrote this person and asked them why, because they really wanted to learn from this individual. And one of the things that this person made very clear off the jump is that they went and consulted with one of their Dark Lords, so to speak, and inquired about me, and that some pretty ugly things were said, and that basically I will meet my fate soon enough. Now, that can mean a lot of things, but again, this is another example of why I do not like this or let this kind of energy have a platform where I am, because it is meant to intimidate and threaten, and I do not respond to intimidation and I do not respond to threat. However, the family member felt a bit concerned for me enough to share the data that this person was communicating with them. Now, I'm not going to give either of their names or their YouTube handles. Those who need to know who they are. But one of the things that I want to do right now is read the data that was shared with the family member who simply wanted to give this person love and understand where they were coming from and why they were doing what they are doing. And there was quite a bit of dialogue, but I'm just going to read you the main body of what this individual who professes to be in allegiance with demons. That's how they define them, with demons and so on and so forth, which I'm going to read in this data that was given to a family member who then forwarded it to me. Now, I must let you guys know I'm going to read this letter verbatim. I did not write a single word of this. Some of the language is very vulgar. I don't use profane language on my vlogs out of respect for the elders and the very young children who watch me. But I'm going to read this letter verbatim for the simple fact that I do not want to diminish the gravity of what is being said here, because there is a lot to learn from this individual, and so it is. Our wickedness is tolerated all over the world every day! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Why are you so ignorant about how fucked up the world is? You know how many, and they put many in quotation marks, tolerate our wickedness every day since the existence of humanity. Because we're the ones who place the leaders on earth who declare war on one another. We're the ones who fuel wars to continue. We're the ones who keep federation like the UN under our agenda, and thus third world countries are still what they are. We're the ones who fuel racism and hatred all over the world for wars to progress. We're the ones who draw lines on lands for wars to be planned. We're the ones who poison people's minds like priests to turn to little boys so the church can be stained with mockery such as child molestation. We're the ones who keep capitalism going to put the weak in place. Tell me how the elements and forces of the universe are doing anything about it, because we laugh at people like you who think that they're winning this war, because obviously God has to have someone write the book of Revelation to scare his followers. Unlike the righteous, we don't need to scare our followers for them to obey us. Unlike the righteous, we don't need our followers to fear us for them to worship us. They come to us on their own free will, and we welcome them and teach them our ways without any fear about what they're being taught. We control this world now. It belongs to the wicked. It always has. Do you think that exorcisms really does anything? People believe by exorcising a person, the demon is completely out of the person's life, but we take it as the person will continue exercising themselves. So what's the point of possessing them when there's so many weak minds like yourself out there to harvest? Such extreme arrogance to think that you can say whatever you want to post on YouTube, and if anyone expresses an opposing point of view. Now that particular line is in quotation marks because the family member stated this to the person, and this is what they responded. The person says, "What's arrogant is you," meaning the family member, "questioning the powers in which you don't understand, because what you've been taught, that light is light and darkness is dark, when you have no idea how things work. Do you know demons possess knowledge given by God before they fell from the heavens? Do you know demons know the cure for cancer and AIDS and actually cure many from it, who shows them the respect they deserve? I bet you didn't know that at all. Did you know that demons know every knowledge there is to know, and they will gladly teach it to those who show them the respect they want? Did you know why demons are what they are and why wickedness is here? Because God believes in a utopian world where everyone fears him and obeys him, but at the same time, peace is given by sacrificing our will to think for ourselves and learn from our mistakes on our own risk. My leaders were banished from the heavens for opposing that idea and believed the world and humanity should be given the right to choose their own path in life without any fear of the God they obey, but instead with respect and love for him. For believing that they were banished from the heavens and forced to live a life of darkness and evil, instead of dreading within it, they embraced it and made it into their own persona. You're a fool because you believe we're the oppressors. Get a book and learn about the truth because you come at me telling me that our agenda is wrong. You've been blinded and we laugh at you and so many others for following what you call the light. Ha ha ha. I'm done with you because you're so filled with lies and ignorance that your weak mind, they meant to say your, but they're your weak mind can't accept a harsh reality such as this one. One day you will realize what I'm saying, but until then you will be a mere fool, blinded in a world which you will never, not in 1,000 lifetimes, understand. Let Burzum fill your heart and embrace you with the truth, and you are not an extension of me. I will be plagued and crucified before I accept a fool like yourself to be one with me. Now again, I chose to read this. I will keep this individual YouTube handle and URL and name confidential, but there is much to be dissected, considered. I'm not going to give an opinion one way or the other about this particular letter or about the messages here. But yes, there is something to learn. As I always say, we all hold a piece of the puzzle. We can learn from everybody, even the dark. But just like the fact that I say we take whatever resonates and leave the rest behind, this is very true for me as well. I'm on a journey just like everyone else. We're all learning and growing together. And as a free will, sovereign, living, breathing man and free will, sovereign, spiritual being, I have every right to disagree with anyone who presents something as facts. Now, that's not to say that I will be stuck where I am in terms of what is being shared with me. This is where I am now. I'm comfortable with it. And until my soul and my spirit see differently, this is who I am. And so, family, take everything that I've just shared with you into consideration and draw your own conclusions. And as always, you are loved beyond measure, and happy travels.